Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Yellow. I am Gozap, and yeah, last episode we met our new friend Sparky. We met Sparky, he'll be our friend eventually, don't worry. And this episode we are going to head to the first city in the game, run an errand or two, and possibly we'll see what happens from there. So Professor Oak said that now we can leave the village. So to do that we're going to head north. Now, I know I said I'm going to be cutting a lot of the wild Pokemon battles out, but I didn't really explain the mechanics of the game the first time we did do a battle, so I'm going to do that now. Basically, anybody who's played any kind of RPG before is going to be familiar with this battle menu. You can either use an attack to fight, switch Pokemon, which we only have one Pokemon at the moment, and since I'm only going to be using Pikachu, that's not going to be really an issue. And then use items we have in our inventory to heal our Pokemon, or do things to our foes, or whatever. As we get items, I'll explain what they're for. For now, we're just going to take out this Pidgey as quickly as possible. That's another thing. Different Pokemon have different types that are effective against certain types. What that means is that playing with Pikachu only, there's going to be some Pokemon like this Pidgey here that I'm super effective against, and there's going to be other Pokemon like everything in the first gym that I'm going to have a really tough time fighting. And again, we'll deal with that as we get to it. Now you're going to want to talk to this guy here and he'll give you another free potion, I believe. Yep. And just keep heading north. It's not a far walk. Later on, the people you see in the wild, they're going to be Pokemon trainers, and they're going to want to fight if they make eye contact with you. Which can be, it's a really cool mechanic. Pokemon raised by trainers do give you more experience when you defeat their Pokemon, but it's also a little bit annoying because once they make eye contact, you can't get out of fighting them. And I guess I'm just going to leave the first few battles in here. I'll start cutting them out, probably on the way back. I'm going to need to do a lot of leveling up to get Sparky to a decent point because I'm not going to have any support Pokemon for him. And yeah, I've decided Sparky is male. And here we are. Welcome to Viridian City. And that sign just explained the whole PP mechanic, so I don't have to. Coolio, I'll take it. Now, if you try to head north to leave the city, you're going to come across these guys. And you won't be able to leave just yet, which is okay. There's some things we have to do here first. To be honest, I don't entirely remember what's around here, so guess we wander. Now that's the gym. There's nobody in that gym yet. It's funny, the first gym you see is actually the last gym we get a badge from. But again, that's something we'll deal with later. Really, I'm pretty sure the only thing that you can do in Viridian City right now is to go into the Pokemart, if I can find it. Yeah, right here. And we're going to get a little errand to run. Oak's package? No, I don't even want to go there. Just forget I even made that joke, okay? Also, another important mechanic of the game, Pokemon centers. This is Nurse Joy. You remember her from the anime as having that ridiculous pink hair. And you come in here and they'll heal your Pokemon. It's totally free, which is nice. You'll be pretty much forced to use these for many, many times in the game. You hope my Pokemon get hurt. So yeah, now there's nothing else to do but head back to Pallet. Something I forgot to mention really quick is if you go back into Viridian and head left from the main part of town, you can go up here, and I believe if you check the other side of this tree, there is another potion hidden for you. So that's a nice little secret. Also, if you keep heading left, you'll find a few patches of grass where you can train. The Pokemon there tend to give slightly more experience than the Pokemon on the route to Pallet, So I'm going to take care of this Mankey, and then I will meet you back at Pallet. Now I should note that Scratch there did so much damage to me because he used the Leer twice. That's... this is ugly. Don't critical, don't critical. Okay, kill it, kill it, kill it. Okay, I'm gonna go find myself a Pokemon Center, and then I will meet you back at Pallet. Welcome back. So I'm just gonna open up our menu so you can see what happened with Sparky. He's level 10 now, which is pretty good. I'm aiming to get him to around level 15, 16 by the first gym, so we're on track for that. And if you'll notice, Sparky also learned Thunder Wave, which is a pretty decent move. What it does is it paralyzes your opponent, which means it has about a 30% chance of not being able to attack you that turn, which is nice. I'm probably going to be using that one a lot. So yeah, let's head back to Professor Oak's lab and give him what he wanted. I swear to God, that didn't sound so suggestive in my head. And yes, this is required in order to advance the game, so I'm afraid it's not just a... They do require you to backtrack. This game is pretty good in that you don't have to do a whole ton of backtracking, but it is still present at times. Later on you get a move for your Pokemon that makes that a lot easier. And we get our Pokedex. Anybody who's watched the anime knows that this is a pretty important staple of the series. It just records data on every single Pokemon you've seen. Now, in theory, the goal of the game is to catch every single Pokemon, but because I'm only going to be using Pikachu, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try and encounter as many Pokemon as I can, but I probably won't be catching very many. And yeah, what he says here, again, it's not explicitly required, but if you talk to his sister in the house behind the lab, they will give you a town map. So let's go do that right now. I find this game to be a lot more difficult than some of the later Pokemon games, purely because it is pretty evil with the leveling. Display anything. But yes, back up to Viridian. Now if we head up north, the guy isn't laying in the middle of the road anymore. Now this old man here, he is the root of some of the most infamous Pokemon Yellow glitches. Now this game, at the time it came out, it was pretty good, but nowadays it's known mainly for its glitch-tacular coding errors. You generally won't run into most of the glitches just in a regular playthrough, but they're definitely there. I think probably the most infamous is the missing note. And again, I'll show you guys that when we get there. Now this guy leaves to go get more Pokeballs, and we can now head north from Viridian. To Pewter, and Pewter is where the first gym is, so I think we're going to get us up to the forest, and then I'm going to end this episode off. So yes, here is the boundary between Viridian City and Pewter City. I'm going to end this episode off here, so yeah, that's it for this time. Thanks for watching, and see you next time on Pokemon Yellow. Go Zap, signing off.